Righty, so just working on some small stuff this weekend. I did change out the brake reservoir and master cylinder here. This one is just from an Explorer, and this truck's gonna have four-wheel disc brakes now instead of the drum, so this one doesn't have the little valve on there that was connected to it. I do plan to do a line lock, and we'll probably do like an adjustable proportioning valve. And then I just took and threw some paint on there. I don't know why this little spot ended up like a matte black, or these three spots I guess ended up like a matte black and the rest ended up gloss, but maybe I'll touch that up again. But overall, I'm not really too worried about the color for now. I still have a lot of like paint runs and it's not completely painted. I think I'm going to leave a lot of this stuff until maybe over the winter, and then I'll redo a lot of that. I would like to kind of just get it in and running hopefully before winter. Ideally, that'd be pretty sweet if I could actually get it out to a track day this year yet. So I got a list going here kind of with everything that I think I need to do yet. I don't know if you want to pause the video and zoom in and look at all the stuff. Then when I'm done with it, I can just rip the tape off. Today I think I'm going to be working on this one, finish fuel tank mounting. I did get a tracking number now for the torque converter. Once I get that stuff bolted up, I feel like a lot of it's going to start flying together, because a lot of what I need to do yet revolves around the engine and transmission being in there, like finishing the exhaust and doing all the wiring, finishing up like power steering lines, cooling lines, steering column, all kinds of stuff. But finishing the fuel tank mounting is related to this little wobble that it has. I don't know if you can see that wobbling. So I do have it mounted. I'm just using some flat stock as hangers that goes down, up and all the way around. But it does wobble a little bit. So what I think I'm going to do is end up using like some angle iron up on the top. And I'm going to hug the top of the fuel cell and then probably weld it to the side here. Or have like a little bracket that comes off and goes onto the bed mounting bolt hole just to hold this thing down in place and keep it from wobbling. Alright, so I got this tacked into place. I'm probably just going to do something like this. I did have it on top of the little U-nut here that holds the bed on, but I feel like that would be a little bit too tall, because this one back here holds the bed. You'd have one in the center that's taller, and then you'd have the ones up front that are mounting in the normal position. So again, this is more so just to kind of put a little downward pressure on it and then keep it from vibrating, because the tank is actually held up by this flat stock here. So I'll pull these out, get these fully welded, and then we should almost be done. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint these, and then on the back side I'm going to put like some weather stripping on the back side of the angle. I do have a little pack of weather stripping there. That way the metal won't be rubbed right up against the aluminum, and then if it does vibrate a little bit, I don't have to worry about it rubbing holes in it. So I'll get these off and weld them up. Alright, so I got the little brackets all welded up, bolted down. I'm just using like a M8 by 125 bolt on each side. It's like for like the oil pan bolts basically. There is no nut on the bottom side of the bolt. I just have the nuts here. But without it being bolted in, it still holds it in pretty decent. So that's a good fit. It doesn't rock forward, backward, side to side. It's in there pretty nice. And it's not even completely bolted down yet, so I like how that works. So now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll paint the backside, or I'll paint the whole thing, and then put the weather stripping on there. And then the weather stripping should get it even a little bit tighter. So do this as kind of a little hack. I don't know if anybody does this, but just gonna get them a little bit warm, and then I'll put the paint on. You don't want to get it too hot, but warm will help the paint dry faster. I kind of noticed that after I did a couple pieces where I welded it and then painted it shortly after when the metal was still warm, and the paint would dry like within a few minutes. So I'll get this other one painted up and then we'll put it back on. Okay, there it is, all bolted in now. See the black strips, and you can kind of see the white weather stripping underneath it. I'm not too worried about the overhang. Put a strip on the top, a strip on the side, so none of the metal is actually touching the aluminum. And it's pretty sturdy, so it should be good. This fuel tank mounting. All right, let's go.